Subscribe the channel for latest updates. Press the bell icon. Get ready for the dictation. At the count of 3, 2, 1, start. The appellant was a company engaged in the manufacture and sale of various medicines and life saving drugs throughout India, including the state of Bihar. It had branch or sales depot at Patna, registered as a dealer and effected sales of their manufactured products through wholesale distributors, stockists in the districts of Bihar, who in turn sold them to retailers through whom the medicines and drugs reached the consumers. Almost 94% of the medicines and drugs sold by them were at the controlled price, exclusive of local taxes, under the Drugs Price Control Order 1979 issued by the central government under Section 3(1) of the Essential Commodities Act, and they were expressly prohibited from selling these medicines and drugs in excess of the controlled price so fixed by the central government from time to time, which allows the manufacturer or producer to pass on the tax liability to the consumer. Subsection 1 of Section 5 of the Bihar Finance Act 1981 provided for the levy of surcharge on every dealer whose gross turnover during a year exceeds rupees 5 lakhs, in addition to the tax payable by him at such rate not exceeding 10% of the total amount of the tax, and of subsection 3 of section 5 of the act, which prohibited such dealer from collecting the amount of surcharge payable by him from the purchasers. The appellant challenged the constitutional validity of the said sections, placing on record their printed price lists of their well-known medicines and drugs manufactured by them, showing the price at which they sell to the retailers as also the retail price, both inclusive of excise duty. It appeared from the terms of the contract that sales tax and local taxes would be charged wherever applicable. The High Court upheld the constitutional validity and the same was challenged in appeal. The appellant argued subsection 3 of section 5 of the act, providing that no dealer shall be entitled to collect the surcharge levied on him, must yield to section 6 of the Essential Commodities Act, which provided that any order made under section 3 of the act shall have effect notwithstanding anything inconsistent therewith contained in any enactment. It was argued that applying the doctrine of occupied field and the concept of federal supremacy, it was clear that the union legislation shall prevail in a case of conflict between list 2 and list 3. Subsection 3 of section 5 of the act, which provided that no dealer shall be entitled to collect the amount of surcharge levied on him, clearly falls within entry 54 of list 2 of schedule 7 and was repugnant to the scheme of the Drug Price Control Order 1979 so far as price fixation of drugs was concerned, and particularly with para 21, which enabled the manufacturer of drugs to pass on the liability to pay sales tax to the consumer. In this event of repugnance between the control order made under section 6 of the Essential Commodities Act, that is a central enactment, state law must prevail. The provision contained in subsection 3 of Section 5 of the Act were ex facie and patently discriminatory. The restriction imposed by subsection 3 of section 5 of the Act, which prevented the manufacturers, producers of medicines and drugs from passing on liability to pay surcharge, was confiscatory and casted a disproportionate burden on such manufacturers, producers, and stipulated an unreasonable restriction on the freedom to carry on their business guaranteed under Article 19(1)(g). Subsection 1 of Section 5 of the Act was ultra various. The state legislature of Bihar, in so far as it took into account the manufacturer's gross turnover as defined in Section 2(j) of the Act, which included transactions relating to sale or purchase of goods which had taken place in the course of interstate trade or commerce or outside the territory of India. Something that there was no inconsistency between subsection 3 of section 5 of the Act and para 21 of the Control Order, and both the laws are capable of being obeyed. The state argued that the question of repugnance under Article 254(1) between a law made by Parliament and a law made by the state legislature arose only in case both the legislations occupied the same field with respect to one of the matters enumerated in the concurrent list, and there is direct conflict between the two laws, and it was only where both their requirements were fulfilled that the state law would, to the extent of repugnance, become void, and since this was not the case, the question was to be determined not by the doctrine of occupied field but by the rule of pith and substance.